a child while he was praying. Just don't let the good life pass you by. Ready? Well, man was made for loving, not buying. Gold can't get the things you really need. Just look, girls, there's happiness in living somewhere between broke and being free. Hello, Mr. Mike. Here we are bringing you yet another Children's Time message. We are recording this on February 28th in the beautiful Cherville, Indiana. Yes, we traveled way out to Cherville to visit with two of my good friends here. We have, what's your name?
Caylie.
Caylie, and we have
Nevaeh.
Nevaeh. You know what's cool about Nevaeh? Her name's spelled backwards is heaven, and her parents are over here kibitzing, watching, making us a little nervous, but that is okay. And exciting news, you guys are going to be big sisters pretty soon, aren't you? When are you due?
July 8th.
July 8th. So let's hope it's 4 days early. So it'll be like our friend Sammy. I think Sammy said he was born on the 4th of July. But anyway, so I'm going to ask you something. Okay, I'm going to do a setting. Imagine you're in a small town. Very, very small town. It's in the middle of nowhere. There's no other people anywhere, anything for 1,000 miles in any direction. Okay, you understand? So very small town. It's so small, they only need one of each kind of service. So they only need one school, one restaurant, one place to buy groceries, one place to buy a car, one hotel. You get what I'm saying? And let's just say you're there. One of your relatives are getting married. So you want to look your best, right? So you want to go get your hair and maybe makeup done, go to the salon. So you look around. How many hair salons do you think are in this town? One. So you walk in. But you know how you're surprised because there are actually two beauticians, hairstylists, whatever you want to call them, and they're right here. Oh my gosh. Hello! We're ready to do your hair. Let's take a look at these. What do you think with this? Do you think she looks kind of raggedy? Kind of like, got a bad haircut, bad perm, bad hair dye, kind of sloppy clothes. I'm not even sure she's wearing shoes. She kind of looks a little shabby, but we'll call her Ann. Okay, we'll call, she looks kind of raggedy, so we'll just call her Ann. And we'll call her Elsa. I think I've heard of Ann and Elsa both. Look at her. Beautifully done hair, beautiful makeup, all nice, clean. And okay, she doesn't have shoes, but let's ignore that part. And she looks so professional, doesn't she? Okay. I wonder if the camera could hear me whispering like that. I won't let the outside speak up. So they're both wanting to cut your hair. Nevaeh, who do you want to cut your hair? What about you, Caylie? Who are you going to pick to cut your hair?
Elsa.
You want Elsa to cut your hair. Who do you want to cut your hair? You want Elsa. What do you say?
I think Elsa.
Elsa, what do you say, Billy?
I'd say Elsa.
Okay, time for the big reveal. Time for the big reveal. This is a brain teaser. You had to think about it for a second. If these are the only two hairstylists for 1,000 miles, that means Ann did Elsa's hair and Elsa gave Ann that bad perm and bad hair dye. You made the wrong decision. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've done this bit many times. I've done it with Girl Scouts. I've done it with Kids Club. I've done it all the time. You want to know something? Nobody ever asks me, which one's better? And almost every time, they always pick the wrong one, just like you guys. But part of the bit is, I kind of bait you a little bit. I kind of talked you into choosing Elsa, didn't I? I kind of baited you along with that, right? So I kind of got you to judge them kind of only by how they looked and not other stuff, right? This reminds me of a story in the Bible of the Good Samaritan. Are you familiar with the Good Samaritan? It's a story where I just kind of shorten it up real quick. A man was on the road going from one city to another city. He gets robbed. Well, it starts off, people was asking, the priest of the day was asking Jesus, who is our neighbor? So Jesus, he likes to tell parables, which is usually short stories that have like a moral to the story of it. So he was talking about the Good Samaritan, and this man, he was on his way from one city to the next, down this lonely road, and he gets robbed and beaten and left for dead. So what happens is, a priest comes walking by. A priest sees him, says that, but the priest can't touch him because he would be unclean. He was on his way to something. So the priest just walks by and ignores him. And then a little while later, a Levite comes by. Now, a Levite is basically an assistant to a priest. And these guys are supposed to both be like highly respected, very, people, they're like the top persons in the world, to a lot of the Jewish people. And the Levite walks by. Well, then, for whatever reason, Jewish people didn't like people from Samaria. They called them Samaritans. And the Samaritan saw the man there. So the Samaritan stopped, helped clean him up, took him like to an inn. They told the innkeeper, here, take care of him. Here's some money to make sure to take care of him. I'll be back in a couple of days to make sure he's all right. So the Samaritan helped him. And then Jesus asked him, like, who do you think was the neighbor? And they answered him, who was the neighbor? Was it the priest, the Levite, or the Samaritan?
The priest.
It was the Samaritan, the one who stopped and helped him. Because the priest didn't stop and help him, and the Levite didn't stop and help him. It was the one who the people claim that they hate is the one who stopped and helped him. And Jesus was basically saying, judging people by where they're from or how they look, that's not cool, man. So I like that story.
I like it.
You like it?
You liked it.
You liked it? You learned a lot from it? Let's pray. Lord, thank you for the blessing of these children. Please help them to grow up and be a neighbor to all, to be loved by all, to love all that they see in a good neighborly fashion. And all the God's children say,